なんとかなったみてえだな。畳みかける。これがスーパーサイヤ人3だ。
Alright, what's going on, you fam? Raiyuden here. In a few days, we're going to be getting the LF Zenkai Awakening. This entire anniversary, they've done a pretty damn good job of powering up old characters. We've seen guys go from total bum status to being one of the best characters in the entire game. Perhaps that's where the tag 8th anniversary being super unpredictable is coming from. That no one would expect old characters to get this kind of glow up, to see the meta shift virtually every week. If we want to maintain that trend, I wanted to talk about some LF Zenkais that I would like to see, some that I think could be probable, and ones that I honestly wouldn't really want to deal with. Starting with this page you're looking at here, I have it filtered to LF Zenkais that don't have a Zenkai Awakening, and I've scrolled to the bottom because these are the most likely choices. They're not gonna, I don't really feel they're gonna pick anything in the middle and above. They're either too recent or they could save it for something pretty nifty. The obvious one starting with is this Gohan. Everyone has been asking for Revival Gohan to get a Zenkai Awakening since the dawn of time. Wouldn't be a bad Zenkai. Big reason for it is the way Hybrid Saiyans are being treated right now. Ultra Trunks, for example. This guy feels like he's never had a proper Hybrid Saiyan team to run with, and I feel like he's one of the most underrated characters in this meta. Nobody dies. Everybody debuffs. Everyone has ridiculous healing. Trunks is meant to be the answer to that kind of thing. He has the healing debuff. On the blues, on the ultimates, he's meant to restrict how much healing people can get. Number 2, the Final Hope Slash is a signature one-shot kill. Assuming you have some build-up and assuming the star difference isn't too drastic. I only have him at 5 stars. I've had some pretty good success against some higher starred characters with a drop combo, getting a beautiful final kill. I think his Final Hope Slash is a nice tool in this meta where nobody dies. The problem is nobody uses him. Why would anyone run him on the future team when it's ran with Yellow Goku Black as well as the Blue Legend Rose, when Green Broly fits the bill so much better? That character has the tightest grip in the neutral game, and he truly feels like a must-run character right now. So a Revival Gohan getting a Zenkai Awakening would be the kind of thing to switch things up, where you feel more comfortable running the Blue Revival Gohan, the Purple Revival Gohan, and the Trunks. No longer do you feel like you're going to get one shot. No longer do you have to be too intimidated by Stardust Fall. And finally, you got a powerful trio where you can leverage the Final Hope Slash better because of the equipment options. You have a strong purple character that can help deal with the Broly. And a big thing, a lot of the major players in the meta don't debuff blues with endurance nullification. If we take a look at Gogeta, okay, Gogeta is one of them. Gogeta will debuff them, that's fine, whatever. That's where Blue Revival Gohan exists, right? He can help deal with this guy. But Broly, for example, doesn't. Broly doesn't have that here. This guy will have increased damage guard and he'll go type neutral, but he doesn't debuff the blue card. He only debuffs the ultimate arts as well as the rising rushes. Blue Rose, another example of this. This guy doesn't debuff the blue cards either. So there is a window of opportunity for a character with strong blues to help push the meta forward. And that would be this guy. So he's not a bad option. Beside him would be Android 17 and 18. Some of you are new to this game. Maybe you started last year or you started with this celebration. 17 and 18 came out prior to the 4th anniversary, and they were so good that people regarded them as better than anything that came out during the anniversary. A big selling point of this character is this: endurance nullification, which cannot be cancelled. If you use any of the characters that have this same trait, you'll feel like you've just hit the clouds with how liberating it feels when you fight teams that just don't want to die. When I did the mini purple Super Saiyan 3 Goku at a featured boost video, I relied on mini Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. That guy's rush has endurance null, which cannot be cancelled, and his overdrives also nullify endurance. We felt so free. Being able to rush Gogeta or Broly changes things so much, because what keeps that team alive and as annoying as they are is the fact that they just flow together beautifully. You got Gogeta killing a card, making your arts cost up to 50, reducing ki, you got the reduction of card draw speed, you got the no switching. Then you got Broly. This guy has a unique gauge that seals up main abilities, seals up rising rushes for 15 counts. He's got an auto counter. He's got more disruptive effects. I mean, running against those two is just nightmare fuel. They're the big culprit for why all the matches go to timer counts. And even worse is you got to go through those guys and pray you don't get rushed or hit with a Stardust Fall in the meantime. When you finally feel like you can get the match to the finish line, it's after you've depleted 2 of Broly's damn gauges and you've gone through 30 timer counts worth of sealing, both your major hits as well as your rising rush. This would be the kind of thing where you don't feel like you are inhibited from getting the final kill. That's why Mini Vegeta felt so good to use during that revisit. So this getting a Zenkai Awakening can do 2 things. 1, push the needle forward and finally ending matches. And number 2, maybe be a clue for what part 2 could be. Sometimes the LF Zenkai has alluded to what the theme for the next part is. I don't want to give that much weight because Legends, whenever they notice we pick up on trends, they stop doing them. Remember when every Black Friday we used to get a Goku Black character? They stopped that right away. It's the same thing here. If this is really the unpredictable 8th anniversary, then I'm not going to give any weight to a buff alluding to whatever the next part is going to be. I just see a slot for a Zenkai Awakening that could really spice things up. And this is the kind of character that would do that. So Zenkai 17 and 18 would be in a great spot. Next, anyone that says this, no, hell no. Keep him in the trash bin forever. This guy can stay in Pandora's box of absolute buns characters until the game goes end of service. I don't care. Every MUI, UI, whatever, keep him in the trash bin till the end of time. I don't care. You stay mid. Beast Gohan, the other silver-haired rat. Just like the Gohan earlier, this guy is the king of one-shots. When this guy came out during the superhero campaign, everyone felt like matches ended in 10 seconds because a blue card from him killed somebody guaranteed. If that is really the case, and the major players in the game don't have debuffing on blue, or in Gogeta's case, Beast Gohan's going to have type advantage, maybe his Zenkai Awakening wouldn't be too shabby. For the same reasons as I said with Ultra Trunks, get him a proper Hybrid Saiyan team to really run around. This guy's blue cards could be the kind of thing to really push things forward. Just having so much damage output that a singular blue card would be enough to kill a first life, to actually kill a character, to bring back Hybrid Saiyans into the meta, just to move things forward while maintaining the hype of whatever the 8th anniversary is. Because let's be real here. A Blue Beast Gohan Zenkai Awakening would cement 8th anniversary automatically as one of the best ever, if not the best. This guy's Zenkai, I would be up for. Next, there's this guy. The only reason why I bring him up is because 1, he's Movie Saga, and number 2, there were some PvP messages tied to him in the exchange shops. I don't see a reason to bring that out unless they want to do something with him. Because let's be honest here, he's unbelievably forgotten. A Movie Saga range character with a baby support would align well with Gogeta Blue, especially because this guy also has endurance, but I'm just throwing that out there as like a maybe. A maybe. Another one could be this guy. A big reason why I say this is because there's this sort of funny trend going on right now. Legend Rose comes out, Yellow Goku Black gets a unique. Legend Broly comes out, Red Broly gets a unique. So if we're following this trend, Ultra Gogeta Blue comes out. Is a Gogeta getting a buff in some way? And the only Gogeta I could see getting a buff is this Pikkon. Pikkon, Movie Saga, Revival to Gogeta, Second Life, pretty good. To me, though, I wouldn't want it. I'm sorry. I don't want this guy to get a Zenkai Awakening. I think a Revival character right now may not be the most fun thing to deal with, especially because this guy may just feed into the problem. He's another green Movie Saga character. We got red, red, green everywhere. I would rather somebody else. I know I'm being a hypocrite because I just said Revival Gohan. I want him to get the Zenkai, but it's mainly because of his type and the tags that he's going to be helping. Not so much for this guy here when it comes to the Zenkai Awakening. A different green Fusion Warrior I think would be on the plate for helping out Gogeta would be you. Oh, yes, the 2024 PTSD-inducing Fusion Warrior, Vegito Blue. This guy still does not care about a lot of the disruptive effects that exist in this game. But this passive right here is a big reason for it. Vegito, for those of you that don't know, has a unique gauge where, once it's filled, he does not care about auto counter measures. So Broly's unique gauge, when it's filled, counts as one of those things. His passive recently got updated to ignore guard actions. At first, I didn't really think that meant he's getting a Zenkai. This is just them updating passives that have unique interactions with new abilities. But this guy's getting a Zenkai wouldn't be too shabby. We don't have to deal with the auto counters coming out of Broly. This guy doesn't care too much about disruptive effects. Remember, destroy card, he doesn't care. Reduce keys, not going to care. It's only 5 timer counts worth, so it's not too bad. But he's also a good right-hand man for Gogeta Blue. All of Broly's teams have been getting crazy power-ups. This guy's got Rose, Yellow Goku Black, Red Broly. I think it's finally time that some heavy hitters came out to help Gogeta, and Vegeta wouldn't be too bad. Especially considering on Gogeta's banner, he's there. This guy's a Zenkai buffer, this guy's a Zenkai buffer, this guy's a bum and he's not getting a power-up, but this guy being here makes no sense. They sure as hell are not going to make him... They didn't give him any sort of boost system to justify why he's on this list. I could see him being the Zenkai Awakening, and a lot of the community have seen the same thing. They're gravitating towards him potentially getting the Zenkai as well. It could bring back some other characters that can handle him. He's susceptible to arts cost increase, so Gogeta automatically fits that bill, as well as, dare I say it, Yellow Bardock. So maybe Yellow Bardock gets some stoinks again, just because this guy's going to be back. So he's on the table. That could be interesting. There's also potentially you, Green Omega Shenron. Remember, he counts as a Fusion Warrior. His typing helps out our friend Gogeta beautifully, but he could also, if the Zenkai Awakening alludes to the next part, if it had to, he could be a clue that part 2 is GT. I've seen a lot of people say they love the idea of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Omega Shenron showing up there or something like that. I wouldn't be against it. My own thing was going to be the double Spirit Bomb. GT is still featured there, so him getting a Zenkai would not only align with the prediction, but it fits the bill for what I just said for Gogeta. Another range Fusion Warrior ally. Sounds good to me. Plus, he's another guy with multiple ultimates, which helps you drain all the crazy debuff charges we have in the meta. So I think those are what I'm going to go with as the obvious ones. Something a bit left field would be... Where is it? This is a bit left field, but I'm only bringing this up because I don't understand why Kefla would be here. If the summon banner featured list implies something, then Kefla is the most confusing pick of any of the banners that exist right now. Zenkai buffer, Zenkai buffer, Zenkai buffer, Zenkai buffer, unique equip, unique equip. Kefla. Why would Kefla be here? Now, Gogeta is still decent enough that you can run him with Gogeta Blue. If anything, you kind of have to. That's what I did if you wanted to run a pure range team. I used those two together with 13. But Kefla is the most confusing choice. What if part 2 goes back to being Tournament of Power? Maybe it's the Universe 6 versus Universe 7. Kaioken Goku versus Hit. Kefla gets a Zenkai awakening. But if you also think about what I said earlier, with all these characters having no power against the endurance nullifying blue, if it is Tournament of Power-esque in some way, Kefla gets a Zenkai, and then guess who could get a unique equip? Super Saiyan God Goku and hit, huh? Purple hit, hard-hitting blue, the opponent can't debuff, and he has type advantage. Would that be a bad thing? I don't know. That's a team right there. Kefla Zenkai with her passive of helping out Tournament of Power characters, Universe Rep characters, and then these guys getting a unique equip, hard-hitting blue cards being their forte. I would argue this is their meta to shine. So what if the Zenkai's Kefla then? What if it is? What if Gogeta unfortunately gets the short end of the stick and their focus is actually part 2 being TOP? Kefla gets the Zenkai awakening, Hit and God Goku get that unique, and then we see things change quite a bit because now we see God Goku and Hit one-shotting people left and right with those blue cards. I always said this character was a couple small changes away from being very powerful, and this is the meta where blue cards that can one-shot would be the most fruitful. So I'm just throwing that out there. I think that could be something interesting. But I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below of the characters I talked about. Is there a particular one that you want to see get a Zenkai awakening? Is there perhaps something way out left that I have not talked about that you think could be the Zenkai? And do you think that little left field pick would be an interesting shift in the meta? You let me know. But either way, until next time, guys, peace.